The Ad Pick and Catch Pot special pot draws. Congratulations to all of today's winners. Join us again at 5 p.m. for another chance to win the top draw dollars. Pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, Ad Pick and Catch Pot draws. The time is 3 minutes past 3 o'clock. We, as we say, we have I would call it a symposium happening here. We say all of the ones them who is supposed to take place. In front of me online. What a thing. Okay. Reggae Open University. And the question is, how are artists making money in a pandemic? Wow. The Reggae Open University celebration, Route 77, Bob Marley's 77th birthday, produced by the Bob Marley group of companies and the Jamaica reggae industry in partnership with One Off. One Off is a revolutionary eco-conscious NFT platform built specifically for the music vertical. So the symposium panels, we're going to talk about symposium. I am the moderator, by the way, yes. And the other is the Reggae Open University celebration. We read that already, interactive discussion amongst panelists, discuss cons and pros, address questions and comments from online. The panelists, Dwayne, is going to explore artists. Y'all listen, Dwayne, where you going to explore. Or them to
yes,
tell
right,
you.
right.
They never tell you.
Of course.
Oh,
ready for it, man.
Anyway, explore artists to not ignore revenue streams available, not only brand new ones, plethora of secondary streams that have been available from before pre-COVID. Many have now become primary. That is history. Eric, who name Eric? Put up your hand. All right, him down there, so. All right. Eric, what is NFT? Building audience, fan base, community around it. We are to create and engage blockchains, crypto. Who is buying NFTs? Foreign language to many education process is important to understand in this space. Fad/craze, will it soon go? We're going to ask all that too, you know, so you can answer it now because we asked it already. All right. Paul. Hey, yes. Like, you know what I hold up here too, you know, some know you. Hold up here, let the people that know you, Paul.
All right.
All right, see, no, all right, Paul. I notice in your bio, you're right about all the people about your tour except Muta Baroka to understand that. Well, over now hear him.
Muta.
Who are here, man?
That's an oversight. I want all buyer that, lad.
All right, we are here now.
I want all buyer that, lad.
No, the buyer the two. Hey, if me read out all of that, them not have no symposium. All right, so Paul, musicians, current challenges, example via social media, teachings online, selling beats online. You do all of that too. All right, so we're going to ask questions like, is content creation key? Are those who see themselves as a producer having it better than live performance? Remember them questions there, you know? Okay. All right, Norris, push up your hand. All right, Norris, look like a big technocrat. All right, the technocrat with the dark glasses. Norris, for some of the options they have is to gig for less now or pass and a lower paying job. Musicians are academics too. Look at gigging versus touring. Musicians, some revert to the first. Not ideal, but touring season is off. Example, play at bar versus concert. And so you think you not get a foreign show. But you not get a foreign show, but you have said that both people stop touring. You're crazy, man. Residuals. You know, much man go away and not take COVID vaccine. Residuals bring income, example, sound exchange, challenge, breeze, creativity. All right. And one of the questions them is benefits to having work permit, apps to travel for work, network with others. Okay. Dwayne McDonald, obviously we know who Dwayne McDonald is, but put up your hands to make the people them know you.
Yeah, man.
All right. Dwayne McDonald is an artist manager, production tour manager. The profile, they are regional, you know, profiles. And that means I say no, Castic one is a Is a Bible. You understand? All right. Dwayne McDonald is an artist manager, production tour manager, audio engineer, and professional registered electrical engineer. He holds a degree from the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, in electrical and computer engineering. He is best known for his roles managing Reggae entertainer Kabaka Pyramid and his work with Ghetto Youths international label owned and operated by Damian, Stephen, and Julian Madley, handling artists such as Third World, Joe Mercer, Marley, Christopher Ellis, and Black Amai. Over the past decade, Dwayne has proudly worked on various facets of the music industry, both locally and internationally, and considers himself an ambassador for professionalism and integrity within the Jamaican reggae industry community. He and his Bebel Rap music team have taken their brand and Jamaican culture to many of the largest platforms for reggae music in the world. He has also served in the past as vice chairman on the board of the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association and technical director for Jaria's Reggae Month celebrations. Okay. Eric Middleton, who that know? The last one. I hope. No? Eric Middleton. Put up your hand, man. Make the people them know. So are you again? Yeah, we are talking about you.
Right here.
Now. Executive music producer and artist manager. Eric Middleton. May I say medicine? Mendelssohn.
Really motor.
Mendelssohn. Okay.
It's all
graduated
good.
on the Dean's List from Rutgers University and is currently the director of blockchain business development at One Half Additional. Eric is the CEO of artist management company Antherman Management and is recognized as Miami's top licensed cryptocurrency realtor. Talk to me when this thing are done here, Bridget. Talk to me about the crypto this business. Yeah. Eric has been instrumental in driving the strategy for some of the biggest music-related NFT drops from award-winning musicians. In 2021, as an advisor for Bondley Finance, Eric negotiated and executed NFT strategy campaigns for superstar recording artists, grossing over 1 million sales in less than 2 months. His accomplishment as a pioneer in launching music, NFTs, has been recognized in Forbes and across the tech industry. Put up your hand again for Bridging. You may want to know when this thing are done. Okay. From see all millions upon the paper, yeah. You may want to know. All right, Eric, not done for Eric, you know. In May 2017, Eric's company, Creator Apps, Family Recordgram, won the coveted TechnoCrunch Disrupt Cup, which is the most prestigious prize for the setup technology company. During the same year, Eric and his co-founder has featured on Apple's music original content series, Planet of the Apps, which including celebrity mentors Jessica Alba, Gwyneth Paltrow, Gary V, and William, really. Of the 36 companies featured, only 15, including Creator Apps, received funding from globally recognized VC Lightspeed venture partners. Creator also received additional funding from the New World Angles, which is Florida's largest anglo investor group, and Monique Mosley, a tenured music, film, and advertising executive. Brethren, your thing's long, Rasta.
You
don't mind if you cut it this off?
No, you chop it off.
Because it's not going to take up.
You're good. You're good. You can cut it up. You're good.
Yeah, man. From me see the million and all them things, you don't need no more. From you have a million per it. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. All right. Paul Castick.
Yeah, but you're going through me already, Muta.
No, man, me not read the bio yet.
No, yeah.
You know what? I'm read the bio.
Let's get the show on the road, man.
But you say anything come give you say you can't determine. Me are the moderator, right? So.
All right.
Me determine what's gonna happen. Me not read the whole light.
No millions
about-
day night doing up.
about 10 pages of things or so. All right. Paul Castick. One who had thought that Paul Castick, Groove Galore, was born with a pair of drumsticks, having been fascinated by the forces of music throughout his childhood, piano, keyboards, bass, horns, but the drum is what Castick would go on to master, Castick's being in overdrive. Having toured around the world since being chosen in 1989 to rule the drummer's chair for the Jamaica's top backing band, 809, Castick has never looked back, nor taken any prisoners. Other drummer, music director, and producer, currently touring and producing alongside Grammy-nominated reggae pop R&B artist Maxi Priest and reggae legend Bob Marley's son, Kimani Marley, reggae hip-hop dancehall alternative, and having produced one of Jamaica's hottest female reggae punk rock export, Tessian Chin, debut album, In Between Words, who went on to win America's The Voice 2013 and currently working with Jamaica's hottest sensation, Fariji, who was awarded the best male vocalist at the World Championship at the Performing Arts Festival in Burbank, California. Italy, who was featured in Shaggy's multi-platinum diamond-selling album, Hot Shot, and producing the lead singer for the Wailers, Dwayne Angle's debut CD coming out this summer, 2017. His repertoire includes having toured, recorded, and played alongside such musical greats as the late, great Dennis Brown, Shaggy,
Muta Baruka,
UK pop sensation, Apache Indian, international reggae group, Big Mountain, Percy Sledge, Gwen Guthrie, Diana King, Oswald, Steel Pulse, Freddie McGregor, Gregory Isaac, Judy Moore, Capleton, Luciano, Buju Banton. May I tell you, and the man still never mentioned Muta Baruka, Tony Rebel, Sizzler, Junior Kelly, Culture, Richie Stevens, Bench, etc., etc., etc. I now read all of them, too much of them. I could say almost everybody in a reggae industry Castick play drum for. Castick has now formed native ex-American entertainment music, which will now be the parent company for Groove Galore Production. His creativeness, his projects have now come to include major production work on all of Big Mountain's last 6 CDs releases. All right, we're going to end it this up. Castick, enough respect. Yes. Okay, so we want to start the ball rolling now. We want to start with, I know you're not going to remember the topic where we did say a while ago and the question. So we're going to start with Dwayne. Dwayne implores artists to not ignore revenue streams available, not only brand new ones, plethora of secondary streams that have been available from before, pre-COVID. Many have now become primary. All right.
Yeah, give thanks. Give thanks to, Bob Marley Group and Jaria for inviting me also for all this reasoning, very important reasoning in them time, yeah. As Muta mentioned, we're talking about how artists and musicians earning, the pandemic. I mean, this time is one of the most difficult times in the history of the planet as it relates to earning for musicians and for artists, and hats off to everybody, creatives in general right now, surviving, grinding, and sticking the course, really appreciate everybody. So as Muta was mentioning, in having this conversation, because of course that's what everybody talking about within our industry, we tend to think about what new we need to be doing, which is very important. What are the new technologies that we need to be utilizing? And that is critical in order to exploit those, to earn from the craft, from the music, from the product, At the same time, we have a great panel here that can touch on some of these technologies. But I want to also remind the artists and the musicians and so forth that, so the main thing that was affected by the pandemic is, of course, live music, performing to people and earning from that, touring and gigging and all of them kind of things, right? And especially in a reggae music, that is a primary income source for majority of the artists, right? Whereas other aspects of revenue for artists were looked on as secondary or kind of by the way thing for a lot of us. You know, I'm talking publishing, I'm talking neighboring rights, I'm talking royalties from actually selling and streaming the songs. You know, for a lot of artists, we have a culture within our music where, boy, a man might voice for a producer, and we never discuss the business aspect of it because we are going to get some show or we'll cut some dub or whatever it is. So royalties and earning from the actual music itself is not at the forefront of our mind. You know, the pandemic has kind of flipped that now, you know, and the artists that are doing well and are earning in this time are the ones that paid attention to those other quote unquote secondary revenue streams from before and using the time that we were off the road or not performing to optimize that now. So to make sure that all your music, everything that you're written is registered properly with a collection society, so you can put yourself in a position to be collecting a check or a bank transfer based off of the music that you wrote. Or if you didn't write any music, Muta mentioned Sound Exchange, and I know Norris will talk on it too. Sound Exchange is one of the platforms that actually pays artists, not necessarily the writers of the music, you know, based on radio play, XM radio play, Pandora, and all that kind of stuff. But if your stuff is not properly registered within the system, that's just money there waiting on you, you know, based on you properly registering, you know, what you're doing, you know. So it's really to look on all the royalty / publishing sources and make sure that all of your music is properly accounted for there. Other aspect of that as well is, of course, royalties and streaming, and we're talking about money that's being earned from your actual music, you know. So when your music gets streamed on Spotify or on YouTube or anywhere, or, you know, or it's downloaded, you know, you want to make sure that you're earning from that, you know. And a lot of us have, our industry tends to be informal a lot of the times, but it needs to be more formalized. Artists need to pay attention to what was my cut off of the song when we did do for the producer. How much was that percentage again? How that song doing? When is the last time I look on a statement? Have I ever received a statement for that song in my life? You know, that might be money out there waiting on you, but because that wasn't necessarily a priority prior to COVID and the pandemic, you know, a lot of artists not really looking on that, you know. So, you know, for me, generally all revenue streams for artists that exist need to be paid with equal attention or more attention now in the pandemic outside of live performance. And of course, I mean, you know, we have a great panel here, so I don't want to take up too much time, but of course, the new technologies that exist, you know, things like YouTube and creating content, streaming that content, building a community. Right now, any artist out there as it relates to earning revenue right now need to be looking on their fan base and how can I monetize my fan base, you know. What product can I present to my fan base and how can I earn money from my fan base based off of that product, you know? Partly is the music and streaming and that kind of thing. It might be a live video of you, you know, discussing something, or a rehearsal video, or you in the studio showing how you made that song. This is the story of how I made that song. That in itself is a piece of content that you can then stream and present to people. Patreon is a very popular thing within the space right now, generally in music. That's where people, you know, they pay a monthly fee to have access to kind of a fan base, putting it simply. So you as an artist now can give your fans that pay a monthly fee certain products or certain, you know, insights into what you do. The live stream, your studio session, a bill a beat, or, you know, rehearsals or whatever it is, but you getting a monthly fee from your fans for doing that. So, you know, there's a lot to discuss, but I guess that's how I would open the conversation, you know? Give thanks. Yeah, Muta.
Okay, give thanks, Bridget.
Yes, sir.
Yes, all right. We want to go to Eric. Eric is saying, what is NFT? Building audience, fan base, community around it. Where to create and engage blockchain, crypto. Who is buying NFTs? Foreign language to many education process is important to understand the space. FAD craze, will it soon go? So you have to answer that at the end. Okay.
Eric. All right. Yes, sir. First, I want to thank the Bob Marley group of companies. I want to thank Jaria. I want to thank Brian Grainspoon, Julia, and of course, Sedella for inviting me. I'm very humbled and honored to be speaking with you today about NFTs. Before we get into NFTs, though, I want to talk about the underlying technology to this new digital revolution, which is blockchain technology, because you kind of have to understand what blockchain technology is before you can understand what cryptocurrency is and then what NFTs are. Blockchain technology is simply computer code. That's it. It's just computer code that automates transactions and is a ledger of transactions between individuals or parties that's tracked via this computer code that I just described. I can get really more technical than that, but I won't. This blockchain technology, this computer code can never be changed. It can't be altered. So it lives in a transparent manner online. Again, don't want to get too nerdy, don't want to get too technical. There are many different blockchains. So many people are familiar with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a blockchain. People are familiar with Ethereum. Ethereum is a separate blockchain. There are hundreds or thousands of different blockchains. What differs one blockchain from another blockchain is the same thing that differs between computer programs like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. Each blockchain offers a different value proposition to the end user, a different set of services or features to that end user, whatever blockchain that you want to conduct your transactions on. The Bitcoin blockchain, these blockchains, the means of payment or the means of payment on these blockchains are the native tokens that are affiliated with these blockchains. So, for example, the Bitcoin blockchain, the way that things are transacted on the Bitcoin blockchain is with Bitcoin. On the Ethereum blockchain, the way transactions happen is transacted through ETH or Ethereum. You can't use Bitcoin on the Ethereum blockchain. You can't use Ethereum on the Bitcoin blockchain. And then there's Solana blockchain, which utilizes Sol, the Tron blockchain, which utilizes Tron. You get my point. Every blockchain, every protocol blockchain has a different current cryptocurrency that's run on top of it where transactions take place. So if I wanted to send Dwayne Bitcoin, that transaction would be registered on the Bitcoin blockchain. And we or you would know that Eric and Dwayne transacted and I sent Dwayne XYZ amount of Bitcoin. But you would not know that it's me, Eric, and you would not know that it's Dwayne. All you would see is a digital wallet that's transacting from one or another. So it's transparent in that you see transactions happening between people. You just don't necessarily know who those people are. Again, I can get very technical, but I won't. This is not what this is for. I want to talk about NFTs. Okay, NFTs, the nerdy term for NFTs are non-fungible tokens. What that means in layman's terms, the easiest way I can explain it is a digital collectible. That's scarce, meaning it's rare. You can set a limit to it, and the ownership of that digital good is tracked on the blockchain. So people may say, well, how is something digital? How can you make it scarce? Because you can limit it on the blockchain, and the ownership, who owns that digital good, again, is tracked on the blockchain. So when you think about things that you can collect in real life, sports cards, even sneakers, all these things have value because they're physical. And if you have a new pair of Jordans or an old pair of Jordans, you think that there's not that many of those Michael Jordan sneakers in existence, and therefore they accrue value. The Yeezys, Kanye West sneakers, the reason that the Yeezys are so expensive aren't because they're the best looking sneaker in the world. It's because they don't make a lot of them. And therefore they accrue value based on supply and demand economics. This is the same applies to NFTs in the digital space, where the law of supply and demand come into place because I can make something scarce yet digital, where the ownership is tracked and distributed on a blockchain. Again, this is some nerdy stuff. The way that I've approached, or the way that the NFT community is approaching the music space, and by the way, I am one of the pioneers in the music NFT blockchain space, is that anything that artists are doing in Jamaica or artists around the world are doing for their fan bases now, for like their fan clubs, this is the extension of the digital fan club. So you can create unique experiences, and the access to that unique experience can be conveyed and transferred through an NFT. Again, I don't want to get overly technical, and I know there's a lot of people on the call, but I just kind of want to just go over a few of those points about what blockchain is, what cryptocurrency is, and again, how NFTs kind of play a role in the space. But I can definitely go into more detail, but I'd love to pass it on to other panelists right now.
Mm.
Muta, you might mute it.
No, are you hearing me?
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
man.
we are here, you know, Muta.
No, my mic no mute.
Yeah, just chip in. Just
All right, I want to ask you a question about the crypto. Yeah, a lot of people say the cryptocurrency argument is like a Ponzi scheme. And recently we see where trillions of dollars was lost in this cryptocurrency scheme. How you answer that with the loss of a lot of money and is a Ponzi scheme? How you answer that?
So let me say this: the blockchain as a technology has never been hacked, ever. What's been hacked are people's cryptocurrency wallets, where they store their cryptocurrency. The way that people get access to that is by phishing emails. They'll send you an email, you'll click on it, a virus is on your computer. Now someone can get access to your cryptocurrency wallet on your computer. Or what's very popular in America is SIM swapping. So someone goes to your local telephone company in Jamaica and they pay the person behind the counter $500. And all of a sudden that person behind the counter gives that person, that scam artist, access to your phone number. And now they can get access to your email, your bank account, your cryptocurrency wallets, whatever they want. If the right scammer can get access to it. So the blockchain again has never been hacked. In terms of Ponzi schemes, like I said, there's thousands of different blockchains out there. And yes, there's definitely corruption. Whenever there's money involved in anything, there's corruption. There's definitely Ponzi scheme type of blockchains out there or tokens out there. However, Bitcoin is very distributed, meaning there's a lot of people that hold Bitcoin and it's decentralized, which means there's no central failure. Amazon, Google, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all these companies are centralized, meaning there's a central point of failure. There's a corporation that owns them. There's a CEO that runs it. These are all, I believe, publicly traded companies. There's a central point of failure. With Bitcoin, it's decentralized across hundreds of thousands of computers, and there is no CEO of Bitcoin. There's no one to call if you lose your Bitcoin. There's no one to call to teach you how to transact on the blockchain. So yes, you can fall victim to Ponzi schemes because people are trying to steal your crypto. They're trying to steal your money. And there's certainly a lot of tokens out there that do that. But the top 20 or even top 50 performing tokens with the highest market cap, I would venture to say are not Ponzi schemes. And they have a legitimate use case, an application layer to them that provides their utility.
Yeah.
And if I can,
Okay.
and if I can go a step further, and if I can go,
Paul,
and I was gonna say, if I can,
current challenges. Eh?
No, he was answering. He was saying something, Muta. Finish, Eric. I really love where you talk. Finish what you finish your statement.
Sorry. At first, people thought that Bitcoin was a way to transact on the dark web. Sorry, I'm getting a call. People were using Bitcoin as a way to transact on the dark web, the underbelly of the web, to sell drugs or to do bad stuff with it, right? This is in 2012, 2010. A lot has changed since then, right? People used to laugh at Bitcoin. Then they said only video gamers used it. Then they said there's not that many people who are using it. Then they say it's never going to get adopted. And now what's happening is you see institutions and companies buying it, right?
Yeah.
And storing it on their books. And now beyond individual rich people or anyone buying crypto and companies buying it, now you see countries using it, like El Salvador. And there's going to be other countries that are going to use Bitcoin as a currency in their country. So where we were in 2010, we've made leaps and bounds where we are today in 2022. And you're only going to see Bitcoin become more adopted because it has no barriers. It's a global currency. It's the first global currency in the history of the world that's digital. It's easy to move back and forth. Imagine going through the Jamaican airport with $1 million of gold in your hand. They'd probably arrest you, right? But you can have $1 million in Bitcoin in your wallet because they don't even know it exists, and it's digital.
Yeah. That you might not even know you have it neither. Yes. Okay. We're going back to Paul. Paul, current challenges with the social media, teaching online, selling beats online. What you say about that?
Well,
People who see themselves as producer.
mhm.
What you think is happening in this time and in the COVID period and all?
Well, I can really just speak with what has happened to to me, because it's like, obviously from March, I think me and Norris was together March 15th when we did the last live show in Anguilla with Banky Bank's Moon Splash. And that's when everything kind of spiraled. And I came back to the States and was just one place, was moving. And obviously the dynamics with each person will be different. I have garnered a few relationships over the years with people, even outside of reggae, not say reggae based. So with me, I have a mobile setup that I have invested in top notch, where I can really be doing a lot, other than going around a drum set and playing. I program very, very well. I've done that. I've honed that skill from 8 or 9 days. So I've invested in the software. So I find myself wherever I am,